Hey everybody, Asher here, and it is time for The Last Spell, a game that you all said you wanted to see me play a little bit more of, so after playing some off camera, I've decided to delete my old save, and we're going to start fresh, start new, because I want to show you all kind of what I've learned, picked up as I've been trying to get through the game, because it is a very tough game, a very complicated game, a tactics zombie survival wave crash into your town building. There's a lot of hats that it wears all at once, and you know what, this game is light years ahead of where it was in the demo. I'm very pleased with both where it is right now, and I'm very excited to see where it goes in early access. So what I'm going to be doing here is starting a fresh new run with none of the meta progression at all. We have the awesome soundtrack in the background. The pixel art for this game is great, and hopefully I can do this game some justice, because it is a game that is definitely worth paying attention to, even if it is a little bit intimidating to see from the start. But we're going to go ahead, hit the new game button, and we're going to be transported right away to a beautiful yet awful world map. Now, we're going to be starting at Lakeburg number 0, and hopefully by the end of this video I can make it clear to you why it is Lakeburg number 0. We're going to be playing this on standard difficulty. There are some easy mode options here, which if you are playing this game and you do start to struggle, some of these could work out really well, especially the start with one extra hero is like the biggest possible power spike you can get in this game. But we're going to be doing standard all the way through just because I'm a glutton for punishment. If you've seen any of my other series in here, that is just kind of how I roll. So let's hit the start button and get this fired up. War. For centuries, the world was engulfed in never-ending strife and chaos. Elves fighting dwarves, dwarves fighting men, and orcs fighting everyone. The common folk were bled dry, poverty, famine, disease. Secluded in his tower researching forbidden secrets, the archmage Hieronymus Teller made an extraordinary discovery. A wild, unknown type of magic with its tremendous power. Spells of mass destruction capable of obliterating any city in one strike. Note the name Hieronymus, or Hero, or so they say. Driven by the hope of ending all wars, he launched the spell on a small village. A gigantic dark ball of purple flames fell from the sky and smashed in the town center, leaving only ruin, lifeless bodies, and purple fumes. The whole royal family of a neighboring kingdom was present at the time. They all died. The king, mad with grief, ordered his mages to research this new magic. He made his mages unleash hell on the neighboring capital city. Several 100,000 died. The tremors shook all the kingdoms, and all of them researched the purple magic. The sky was constantly flashing purple burst. Thundering explosions were heard every hour. War was no more, only annihilation. There was no turning back. At some point, the explosion stopped, a resounding silence. A strange mist started to aggregate around the remaining cities. Small groups of survivors started to gather. The mist around them was thickening. At night, they had to defend against attacks from strange monsters. They called them clawers. They appointed a leader, the commander, and started rebuilding roofs and defenses, a new haven. There's the commander, us, that's who we're going to be playing in this game. Very XCOM style there. Most mages were hanged or worse in retribution. Some of them, fearing for their lives, tried to find an answer. They found a way. A spell. The last spell. They built a circle of power to channel their combined magic. The goal was simple yet nearly impossible. Channel enough energy to summon and break the seal of magic, and banish all magic from this world forever. A very interesting premise for this whole game, I gotta say. But when comes the night, terrifying mutated creatures come out of the mists to kill. The survivor's only hope is to fight night after night and protect these mages at all costs until the last spell is cast. And yet I wonder if it is this just as purple as the other ones, what doom awaits just destroying magic entirely. But I guess we'll have to find out, because right now we're at the loading screen and we're going to be dumped right immediately into the first fight here. Welcome, Commander. And I hear this, I don't know which game I hear this from, whether it's XCOM or something else, but we have pretty much, our goal is to defend these mages. We lose if the magic circle is destroyed or all your heroes are killed. We do have a few things here. We're just going to kind of play it by ear in context. So first things first, we got to zoom out. Here's our town. It's a lovely town. We start in the deployment phase, which is one of the things that really shook me in the demo, because I was thinking I would be able to like prepare and do stuff in town first. Nope. You start at night. We have 3 people here. We have Rolando, we have Chiara, and Cadbert. Cool. Let's get to know them a little bit better, as we can press C to go to the character sheet. Ronaldo, with his excellent eyepiece here, is a carrier, so he has an extra bag slot, some good health, some good resistance, and he is a novice wizard. Interesting. He's a bookworm, so he has extra mana, and he's corrupt, so he does more poison damage. That is something to keep in mind, especially where we have a wizard just sitting over here. We don't have any gear that we can get. We don't have any perks. Everybody starts at level 1. This game really dumps you into just tough places here. Here's Chiara. Chiara is our melee specialist warrior that we'll get into her work a little bit here. Hangman means that she has high critical power and good physical damage, excellent reliability. Reliability is a pretty important stat because it increases minimum damage of an attack, which you never want enemies running around with tiny bits of help if you can avoid it. Okay, Elf Blood, +6 mana regen per day, and alcoholic, so -30 health, so we're already dealing with debuffs that can significantly impact somebody who maybe want to get up close and personal, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. And then we have, I said Cadbert, but Radbert is way cooler, so we're calling you Radbert now. He is a trapper, so good physical, good range, good critical. Elf Blood as well. Wow, that's pretty good here. And claustrophobic, cannot wear a helmet and gets +3 mana. So I love that some of these things are chained. And he's going to be a bow person, at least for until some meta progression happens. This is who you're going to get. So we have this area over here. We have no other preparation we can do other than literally sitting our heroes down here and saying, you know what, let's whack at a bunch of enemies. Now, technically, this first fight is just a giant wave of enemies. I will tell you, it's supposed to be pretty simple, but still, it's a lot of enemies. So it's night phase. Alright, now there's some things we can do and can't do. One of the things that's going to be very important later is that heroes can use multiple types of weapons. And that's, like I said, that'll be key pretty soon. For now, though, we do have some abilities we can do. I'm not going to be charging in there, because you do get rewards both for keeping enemies out of your town as well as taking less damage. So I'm going to do as much work as I can from a distance, starting with Rain of Arrows. Now, you may notice these little rings here. This is just kind of like, literally, like how far you can shoot things without like some kind of a distance penalty. Like you can see I'm out of range, but if I step up just a little bit, Rain of Arrows works pretty well. And you'll see that sometimes I forget to do things like use my hotkeys. But immediately that does a crap ton of damage. We can't use it again this turn. We've used 2 mana. We've used 2 action points. Cool. You're going to see that Chiara doesn't have much to do yet. Because right now all we're going to try to do is just clean up what we can with these enemies down here once again from a distance. I want to get you... I can get you a touch closer. Okay, we can't really do too much yet. Fortunately, there's an undo button. We're actually going to undo both of those movements, because it looks like if we are only going to be able to hit one of these guys one time, then what we might as well do is go ahead and use this ability twice. Now this is a really nice ability. It's called Transfer. Actually pretty important because it gives you another action point, which is gold. Well, not literally gold, but it gives you extra movement and extra attack here. So we're going to try to hit this guy. It's a little bit harder. You can see the damage numbers on the right. If I do a normal attack with one action, I don't really have a lot of room for error here. Well, actually, it won't actually kill the thing. But there is a potential that he dodges like that. So I'm going to try one more time, because RNG's fun. We only get one power shot. Oh well. We can move a little more. Okay. We have a very good chance of killing you. You're dead. Hooray! Alright, get back here. And you have brace, which is nice. You actually have evasion, which is a little bit annoying. If we look at the character sheet again, different armor for different people. Maybe I should have swapped the cloth armor with some of the actual armor, because dodge mechanics are good, but there's actual armor, which is a little bit... If you can get more armor and then another stat called block to help with taking things out and mitigating damage before it even gets to you, that's preferable. Let's see, anything else we can do here? We have 2 more points for you. You can't really move anymore, though. Alright. So we just sat on 5 action points, but fortunately, because they're coming in on this side and there's a giant lake here, they're all already being funneled. So this is like the highest damage per shot. It's out of range. Let's see if we can get you to do some fancy footwork here. Alright, so if we do this, move you, dash here. One of the things that I like about the sword skills is that you have some definite movement things that you can do. So we're just going to put you down here. You can't undo once you attack, though. So we're going to do this ability here. And what's important about this is that this has a skill called Momentum, which does bonus damage for every tile that you have traveled. Pretty damn important. I'm actually going to try to play this very conservatively, because I don't want to take any hits on the first night if I don't have to. So we're just going to drop these back just a little bit, and we're going to drop a giant bunch of arrows here again. Too easy, I agree. And we don't have line of sight on you. We do have line of sight on you guys, so let's go ahead and burn some more action points. Okay, we can take you out. And we can do a Sword of Damocles, which I keep wanting to call it something else, but this is fine. Alright, once again, you don't have... you have 3 action points. That's because we did your stuff twice. Also, you'll notice that her back is facing this way. That doesn't actually affect damage or anything. That's from the developers during a stream. So, that must be true. Oh, wow. You see we have 2 different varieties of garden variety zombies here. We have runners and we have clawers. And then we actually have a few other varieties that may be tucked in here. Maybe just yet? I'm not sure. Wait, they're not zombies. They're like sad townsfolk that died from magic. So fortunately we can do some melee cleanup here. We're going to do this again. I know there is another one, Tight Volley, which is actually really nice if I move in a little bit. The problem with Tight Volley is that it does 66 to 87 damage. And we have a bunch of stuff that needs to die versus Rain of Arrows, which will reliably kill things if I manage to get in range. So I'm burning a lot of mana, but what we're trying to do here is, because Radbert has Elf Blood and claustrophobic, so we have extra mana on this person anyway, might as well take advantage. I could hit a forfer here. That may be a better use of 2 action points, so let's do it. Hooray! And see, look, we didn't, like, take out everybody. No action points to spare. It's all on you now. Wizardly Wizard. Rolando. There's an ABBA song about you, I promise. I felt it in the air one night. The stars were bright. Rolando. Obviously, that's just the zombies glowing, but, I mean, we can dare to dream. Alright. Probably shouldn't have moved you down just yet, because we may be able to get a few other hits if we, like, take you over here. Also, just gotta mention again, I mentioned this in the Free Play Friday video before, soundtrack for this game is awesome. I may honestly just have to go back and, purchase it, in part to support developers, and in part support the fact that it's awesome. Oh boy, that these are squishy. We have 2 action points. That's probably on our melee person. Okay. Ooh, almost actually got beat up here. Fortunately, it's just one of our barricades that got punched. So, you'll notice we have this fancy... Not you. We have this fancy blade rush that'll just hit 2 targets, limit 2 per turn. We're not using that a lot. I could use it right here. The problem is that it potentially puts me out of, like, I could blade rush these 3, but then I can't get out of this because there's a tree right here. So it's not that I don't see the move. I just don't want her surrounded by like a bunch of crap. I hope that makes sense. Now what I could do is move you down here. Well, is that the best move? We could move you down here. Dash. Do the thing where we zap you one time. Like, what I'd love to do is to do something where I can hit you, but I don't know if that's going to work too well. Let's start with another volley. This is good. Like I said, we like lots of damage here. So let's see what we get here. Actual good rolls on damage. Cool. This makes my life just a touch easier here. Because now all we gotta do is just dash, slash, and back it up. And we have a happy little counter up here that says how many enemies we have left. It's just 15. Should be fairly standard by now. Okay, question. Because this Brock is magically blocking the line of sight for some of the things I really want to attack. We actually have one clawer that is trying to slip over here. Cannot reach him at this point, so we don't have any like tiny targets. I mean, I have 4 action points. I could use 2 mana and 2 action points to kill 2 things, which is more efficient. How much mana regen do you get per turn? Do you get a bonus? No. But you do get poison damage bonus, so I want to pay attention to that in the shop. Alright. I guess my question is, if we magic missile here, and we take on like these 2, then we could take out one more person, that's fine. Yeah, like, all the abilities that have multiple shots are like one of the best things you can do. Even if those multiple shots are tiny, like there, I could have just left it there and had another person just say, you know what, I can't really like hit very well. And see, look at this, we don't have a lot we gotta do left here because we're just letting the landscape do the work for us. This clawer may actually, it's gonna get close. I forget about this sometimes, is that you can actually mouse over the enemies to see what their range is. We just lucked into the fact that the Chiara is a little farther away. So once again, 2 action points. 1 hero didn't move. It's you. Okay, congratulations, game. And here they come. Alright, once again, you just try to drop, like, this isn't in line of sight. That is in line of sight. It's a lot of damage, but once again, all we managed to do is soften them up. Still probably better to do it this way. We can't aim into the mist, but there's only 7 left. And no, you won't be able to hold out long. You won't be able to hold out at all. You've only got 1 damage left from here. So, how are we going to do this? We could move you down here and dash. Now the other thing is that we can use this twice per turn, but we don't have enough action points to do it very well. Because what I'd love to do is to dash over here, but I still don't want you getting surrounded. So it feels like the wussy thing to do in a way. But we're gonna back it up, and since these are mindless zombies that are continuing to run to me, like, you guys just can't reach us right now. We're just gonna play it slow. For everything that goes on in this game, there is no like penalty for taking too long. You can take as long as you want on your turns. You can take as many rounds as you want. Like, eventually the game's gonna force the issue for you here. So let's go ahead and do that. Look at this, we're sitting on 5 action points. Alright, and you're actually hiding. Smart little clawer. Alright, let's do this first. Pew pew. Alright, you're out of mana. Let's just go down here. We got 3 left. Wow, we actually ran by the person we need to kill. Cool. Okay, look at that melee strike. And then you shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. Dunzo. The town that was done. So just like that, everybody's level 2. S tier because we took no damage, 3 alive. All in all, about what I expect from myself now from a first night is you just want to leverage your ranged combat early on as long as possible and only use the melee when necessary. Melee is kind of a trap. I mean, there is definitely a place for it, but yeah, well, that was easy. That's gonna change. In fact, one of the things that is a little bit, I don't want to say confusing about this game, but one thing that I hope they do address in the early access is that you can't really start on the meta progression of this game very well until you get your first wipe, which means it is probably more advantageous for me to wipe on this run and just jump into the meta progression. I like who I have so far, so I can see how far I can play it out. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments on that. But anyway, we have Chiara. This is what happens with leveling up. You get perks that you can do, you get actual level up bonuses here, and there are lots of different things that are available to her. Before I pick this, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and check the shop. Okay, we have another wooden short bow. That's really good. It's a two-handed weapon. It would be really nice to get a crossbow as well, but we do have 100 gold, so I'm definitely gonna buy a wooden short bow +1, and we'll also buy some armor. And the reason for that is that you saw how much we were doing with just long range attacks right now. At least early on, we want to be doing a lot of work with that. So let's go ahead and do Radbert first. Just go to the city stash. Wooden short bow, we can just pass things along like this. Wooden short bow +1, you can see just literally has better damage. So Chiara, all we're gonna do is this is a two-handed weapon, ranged, but there's no like hard classes in this game. You get your don't get me wrong, you get your like buffs and debuffs and everything here, but critical power is actually really nice. But that 3% physical damage, maybe not as big as some other things, but what this means is that when combat time rolls around, I can literally just boop, switch to the bow, and we have another character with very similar abilities. Alright, so we'll dive into that very shortly here. Let's just go through the level up thing first. Since you are in fact going to be doing a little bit more ranged work, let's go ahead and take the range damage rare bonus here. Mana regen's good. None of these are like super exciting. I mean, the momentum one kind of is. Probably for all these we're going to take critical power, and I'll tell you why right now, because we have some good perks that are available. Fatality, I kind of wish it scaled up a little bit with like things that you were fighting instead of just a flat 15%. I'd rather it be like a percentage base execute, but it is what it is right now. Avid Learner would be good if this was a run that I was intending to take for a while, but since we want to get to the meta progression, we're going to get there eventually. So Coagulation, good for a front line, but I haven't really used it yet. Critical Master is what we're going to use because it's +2% critical for each enemy taking a hit that is not critical. So that means you will get a crit eventually. Martial Artist, I don't know if it's a main build or not. Poison Toxin's another very powerful tier 1. Swift of the Wind, I don't know if 5% is enough to be reliable enough to take as a core talent here. Steady Aim is another one, more for the +1 skill range, but that's not one I'm going to be taking first. And then Potion Throw, excellent utility if we need it, but since I'm going to be playing primarily 3 ranged here early, we're going to stick with the plan of trying to keep our people close together, where if we're even running around with potions, and that's not a guarantee, we're going to stick with that. So kind of similar build for Radbert. Well, once again, Trapper, kind of some flexibility here. Lots of mana regen, but not all the way regen back up. So we'll have to deal with that a little bit. Some magic damage. armor, and you see we can try to reroll attributes, but you really want to avoid doing that because it's harsh. It takes away 2 options and then 2 more options, and then you're stuck with whatever. If you watch the other video, you know how bad that can turn out here. So we're just going to take the range damage bonus, even though it's not the most exciting thing in the world. And flat damage to every attack. Sounds good to me. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing here. So crit, we're going to lean in on one strategy. That's a common trope, I think, in these kind of games, is that you want to specialize as best you can. Like, for instance, he does have carrier. I honestly am thinking about, for you, first off, would be really nice to, range damage is unfortunately not magic damage. Plus mana could be okay. I'm going to reroll this. Ugh. I'm going to take plus block. It's not great, but it does negate some incoming damage every turn. Alright, and accuracy's good. Poison damage. I think I will take poison damage first, even though we don't have poison damage yet. But we'll go ahead and lean into that. Like, I didn't see any weapons that do have poison damage, but I should have actually checked the nightly reward first, because we don't know what kind of gear we're getting here. It could be linen armor, could be fur pants, could be worn greaves, and we can check between which characters, kind of like what it boils down to. But minus dodge, plus health, plus critical, plus armor. Like, the fur pants plus 1 is probably just outright better. Ooh. Plus 1 move points can be pretty useful, though. Who do we want move points on? We'd probably want move points on you. Let's take the linen. Alright, so character sheet, city stash. It's all pretty fairly effective. And the nice thing is that you can actually just sell gear that you get. Alright, so right now we have 80 gold. One of the things, and I don't know, maybe this is me just using something as a crutch, but I really like building a mana well first. There's lots of other things you're going to want to build. A temple is something that I really wanted to build in the last playthrough, but their temples are big and kind of can get knocked over really easily. I'm going to stick this over here, because that's one of the centralmost parts of town. I mean, it doesn't look that central, and eventually the plan is to get overrun at some point. Alright. So let's see here. Rolando, what do we got? Radbert, what do we got? We can build some defenses. We can assign people to buildings. That's probably good. Probably a good idea. So let's see. We have 10 mana for you. 11 mana for you. So I think really, because using this takes a worker. I'm going to use this here. Hopefully that was the right person. I know it's 4 when it could have been 15. But we want to save some of this, and this is one of the things I wasn't sure about. We do want some city ruins to kind of be around, just because they do provide like soft defenses. If these do get attacked, it does cause terror in the town and everything. But we can also mine these for resources. We have 3 workers available. And salvaging for materials seems like a good plan. Like, it's not as much gold. The movement points. So we move less, but we get better crits. And we don't have enough money for it right now. So can we get 35 from hitting a building? If we can't, I'm just going to go for materials. Oh, we're just short. Okay, we're going to go for materials. Alright. So here's the town building part here. We can build structures, we can build some defenses. We don't have our nice lake to push things off from. Now, I could be building some big wooden walls. And they don't have to be effective, they just need to be cheap. And I kind of want to funnel the opponents, if I can, in just like a direction. So I'm just going to do literally something dumb like this. Is this optimal? I have no idea. Like, you don't see the glasses that I'm wearing, or maybe if you watch me stream, you have seen the glasses that I'm wearing. I don't know what I'm doing. That's part of the fun. I've seen some people get a little stressed out about, like, what am I supposed to do in this game? It's like, you die. You die, and then you play again. Alright, so we're going to keep 84 materials, just because, I mean, how many barricades do I need to build? We're going to get rushed by zombies. End phase. Like I said, I'm just trying to keep it moving right now. Big thing is that we want to make sure our workers are done, because we can use those materials for other things. Deployment. Now, you're going to be arranged. You're also going to be ranged. And you're going to be ranged. And it's going to be more difficult this time. Like I said, optimal play would be literally to just die here, just to wipe immediately. We're not going to do that, though. We're going to see how far we can take this. But you can see right now, we have a bunch of ranged users, and we have like a cluster over here that we can't see. Like, we can't target anything in the mist. It's magic mist. We don't know why. Okay, so you have the better bow. So we can immediately take you out. So let's eat some runners here. You're dead. You're dead. Congratulations. Do we cast a magic missile? Somebody's gonna get that reference and be like, Asher, you're stupid. I'll be like, I know. I laugh at kind of specific things. It's just what oh my god. And this is literally what I was talking about here. Like, we have 2 health here. We gotta deal with that. Alright, so first off, we can't power shot you from here. We can power shot you from here. You have 1 movement point left. By the way, you guys can't reach. You can reach, so we gotta move you out of the way. Or deal with you. Can we deal with you? No line of sight. Do we get line of sight here? We do. We might get a dodge. I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. Alright. Of course we get a max roll there. Alright. So once again, 2 more action points. Literally down to 1 and down to 2 hit points. Welcome to Asher Games. We tried to attack ourselves here. That would have also been terrible. Alright, so bye-bye. Bye-bye. And then just to show you that you can do anything you put your mind and a bow to, we're going to have our person who was originally characterized as a fighter start blasting. And I don't know why I sound a little like southern saying that, but look at this, we just cleared out everybody. Just because we are using most all of our action points now. We're not even a dodge style, just for fun. Alright, end turn. 1 hero didn't move. Congratulations. Oh my god! Okay. So see, our barriers are not there to be like permanent structures. But we do have some runners over here. They will make it into town. I think my plan's going to be to let them just come into town, because I can always switch to melee if it comes to it. My bigger concern right now is this glut of people. I mean, ex-people. They're not people anymore. How do we want to do this, though? Can we get, like, a bunch? We can get 5. That's not terrible. We can get 4. Let's try this. Okay, we got 1 dodge. That's a little annoying. Okay, pretty good. Then let's back you up. Okay, Okay, so magic missile hits. Not super reliable. But we can drop some of your mana on this, perhaps. There we go. That seems like a good use of resources. That was an excellent use of resources. We still have this clawer that's just kind of sitting here like, hey guys, I brought chips. I'm here for the party. Alright, hopefully we can get a good roll here. We did. And I think we can still hit these guys, because they're on the mist edge. Alright. Good. Good stuff. And we're out of runner range, which is good. Alright. I'm going to save my mana. We're just going to do... I'd rather take out one and see what happens next turn. I'm going to fall back a little bit because these barriers are already dying. Cool. Cool. You guys are okay. We got one here didn't move. Congratulations, efficiency. And you can see now we're going to have our first bit of panic. Now this is city panic. It's just because these dudes are here. We will deal with them. They're 70 health runners. We aren't really too concerned with them. Alright. Now what we are concerned about is about this big line of shit that just showed up. We did not invite you here. Okay. There may be a better shot. That's 6. That's probably good enough. Okay. Suddenly a little less intimidating. Can we get a second really good shot? That's 5. That's 4. That's 4. And it takes out some barriers. We don't really want that. Okay, so let's go for the 5er over here. There we go. Suddenly a lot less intimidating. Alright. So, who hits better? You can hit that fine. You can also hit that fine. So, let's drop you back. Okay, 1, and bastard needs line of sight. Okay, we cannot undo that now. So that's a little awkward. That means you're going to be firing on one of these. It means you're going to be firing here because that is line of sight. I guess it's fine. It just kind of hits us in the power shot pretty well. Alright, so far, who's threatening us? Just you. Kinda you. Not really you. We got 36 baddies left. Alright, power shot. I like it. That will teach them. Yes, I think it will. Alright. Unfortunately, we're out of range for power shot here. I could potentially give you a little motivational zap. Question is, do I want to? Okay. If we do magic missile here, it's going to be to kill both of these guys. That's probably fine. We just don't want to accidentally park you in a place where you can get shot, so... Really? And how far does that let you move? Okay, right now you are getting shot. Okay, let's park you over here. Because that way we can undo in case this power shot doesn't work. Now it's the runner that's a problem. So we only need to move up one more. That does let the runner get in though, so... a little problematic. Okay, we're gonna undo that stupidity. Alright. Undo again. I could be hitting the delete key for that, but I'm kind of busy using the mouse. Okay, so we got a dodger here that we can hit with 2 arrows, or we can try one of these. Let's try one of these, since we got the extra action point. That's a much better move. Wow, I impressed myself. Okay. We can still see all the zombies over here. Not nearly as intimidating as it was, but it's the power. Okay, who has an action point? Really, Wizard Larry? Okay, if you don't get that joke, that's okay. Not everybody watched crappy TV that I watched. Alright, you're dead too. My barricade! Alright. So you see that our town panic actually went back down. That's good news. Alright, let's see. Just trying to think out loud here. We can see most of our adversaries right now. 5 mana for you, 7 mana for you. Do we have any good shots? We got a pretty damn good shot here. Although one of those targets is already hit. That's a 6er. We're just going to do that now. Of course it didn't kill everybody, but we'll manage. Okay. Interesting. Cannot actually hit you from there, so let's not do that. Alright. How about you? Y'all are spread out a little bit. And I don't really know what rhyme or reason there is for how to actually rotate these. So if somebody does know, I'd love to hear it. I'm kind of a little more concerned about what's in the front right now. Alright. We may need to fall back a little bit here. That's probably one of the best shots we're going to get. Of course, it's out of range, so... That puts you in a substantial amount of danger. Okay, let's see. Are you guys able to reach her? Yes. No. So we gotta deal with you. We gotta deal with you. All right. Let's do the stupid thing. Wow. Okay. RNG's fun. Power shot. Apply directly to the forehead. Okay. If you're new to the channel, please know that I do not collect any sponsorship for any of the as seen on TV things you may hear me say. Alright, so who are you? And you actually have -2 move points from a debuff. Excellent. Alright, you have 3 mana left. Let's see if we can just make good with some shots here. So, power shot, don't dodge it. You're a jerk. Insanity is trying the same thing twice and really hoping RNGesus will save you. Alright. So, looks like we're pretty good here. Except for the fact that I am gonna lean into here, and we're not gonna use our mana. We don't really need to use it yet. Can I see you? No, I can't. So, what can we do? Because I'd love to give you a little bit more. And give you a little more. Alright, who's a good target? You're a good target. You might be a better target. Let's dream big. Alright, how about you? I like that there's no option to see like the enemies and where it's safe to move. You do have minus move, so you're probably okay to okay, we have no more power shots than you anyway, so let's just take you out. Alright, I think we're good. Boop, 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 boop. 18 left. My poor barricades. That's why I didn't spend all the resources on them, but suddenly we got a lot more in town. But every time we defeat these people, the panic level drops back down. So that's a plus. Ooh, did not want to do that. That's what we call in the business a misclick. Okay. So first things first, we could probably magic missile those two down. Like some of this looks like there's a perfect arrangement somewhere to get a pretty good shot. Maybe there's like, this is just a nice puzzle that I can't always solve, but there's some other options we'll have later for this. So you have plenty of mana. I don't mind doing this, except that it's out of range. It's a little awkward. Really? Now for some reason we lost the sideways shot. Alright. There we go. Thank you. You're dead. This is probably as good of a time as any to switch. Alright. You do have to replenish your mana, that is very true. So let's do a dash strike. Get you back here, swap your weapon again. And you probably got one good power shot in you. So let's do it on this one that will probably dodge it anyway. There we go. Okay, who's a threat? You're a threat. You're not a threat. Alright. So we need to kill you. That pretty much saves our bacon here. Go ahead and cook you guys, or you can dodge. That's totally okay. Okay, this should put us in the clear. Yep. Okay. And okay, if you can't power shots, you can at least clean up. And we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Alright, just regular old damage. 6 left. Suddenly the odds are a little more in our favor. You can see our town city panic has dropped quite a bit. Alright, so we're back up. Like I said, once again, and I know I've said this like 30 times, it is a more efficient play for me to just like wipe here and let these guys kill me, because I could be like already getting, ooh, that's not what we want to do, getting good meta progression here, but this is about pride at this point. We got two baddies left. That's not who I thought I was moving. Getting my sprites confused. Oh, we just like point blank shot you. Sure, I meant to like sword them, but that's fine. I've been to hell and back. Well, Colorado's nice this time of year. That's a joke. Once again, no damage. S. All from the power of ranged. And we get little bits of money, little bits of resources. An item. S again. Good stuff. Oh, that was easy. Yeah. It's about to get a little harder, though. Because we're coming in from 2 directions now. Also known as where I wiped after my last save. But hey, at least these guys didn't get hit this time, so that's a plus. Alright, so we have another production phase here. And let's just go ahead and do the level ups. Well, no, we're gonna do this the smart way. We're gonna check our night reward first. Sometimes you get good things that are blue. Like a trinket rare boots that gives an action point. That's probably better than anything else that I can get here. Yes. Alright. Action point boots, please. Okay. Anything from the town. We got a lot of money. We got a regular old wand. We got a better short bow. I guess we're not going to be seeing too much of the other stuff because, once again, there's a lot of gear unlocks that you get from the regular progression in the game. But my plan is probably... My plans and all of my quipping about how good I am at this game and not good at this game is probably going to go up in smoke soon. One thing that I find interesting is that the Novice's Wand... Well, it's not a wand +1, so it's probably not good to get. Wooden Shortbow +1 on the other hand. If we're going to double down, that's reliability and extra range damage for 46. That might be good. A sword +1 is legitimately good. Medium reinforced armor. That is actually better. So we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna buy some good gear. And we could buy like a scroll here. Those are consumables, but oh, woolen armor, nice. How's our mage's armor doing? He's not really starved for mana, so I'm gonna let that ride. All right. So this is fine. We could totally get a sword +1 for you, but I think I'm gonna sit on the money for a second. So level up time. Let's go with our archer first. City stash. Win short bow +1. Go back to you, to Chiara, who's now primarily using a bow, because that's exciting. So we'll do that. And then who do we want the action point to? Pretty sure... Oh. Okay, we can wear trinkets. It's helmets you can't wear, because you're weird and you're claustrophobic. So, trinket for you. Extra action point. Congratulations. Better accuracy, better dodge, better action points. That's exciting. Alright. Maybe one of the best items I've gotten so far. So, magic damage. We don't really want much of these right now. The mana is actually pretty good. I'm going to take the armor, because if you are in a melee situation... And we did want to put this on you, I'm pretty sure. It is minus a movement point. I think we'll be okay. Because even without the movement points, you still have your sword dashing and all that. So armor for you. And stun chance. We don't really have much in the way of that. Daily health regen's fine. We'll do mana regen. It's one less thing we have to babysit. We have tier 2 skills. Mark, which could be good. It does take a little bit of time. Stunning would be nice. Soul Reaper does not matter this run. It is something I will want to take in future runs, but it does not matter in this run. If the hero doesn't kill anyone this turn, well, you're going to be killing people. Leapfrog seems interesting. Cheer, welcome to Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, literally plus damage. And that could be good. I may actually put that on my mage. Back protection, cherry picking, plus 50% reliability on isolated enemies. Yeah. We already had a few whoopsies in terms of final damage here. For you, though, I think I am going to do it slightly differently, just for fun, and we'll do steady aim. Just to give you some skill range, just because you are going to be able to do things a little bit farther here. And all you need is just one additional perk. It doesn't have to be tier 1 or tier 2. Level up. Yeah, we'll take the range damage, thank you. Flat skill bonuses are boring but effective. Isolated. Well, that means we're officially leveraging that now. Okay, fine by me. Actually, 13 mana instead of 14 mana. I don't even need to dump stuff on you. That's great. We're going to do Isolated, though. Alright. And then Rolando. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of poison damage from things, but this is a really nice that I have that built here, but I'm kind of sad, like, since I don't think we're going to be unlocking any items that actually give us poison. So... these all are not great. So we'll do critical. And I'm going to do reliability. Just a bigger bonus. And then for you, I'm going to do cheer. Because plus 10% damage, and then we do the AoEs. Pretty good. Alright. So at this point, we're kind of in a position where we have to defend both places, and our mana well is already in danger. And you are actually short on mana. So let's go ahead and regen you. You guys should be okay. I'm not spending one worker point for this. We are going to go ahead and tear down this for materials. Alright, so we got a bunch of materials available. We got a bunch of gold here. We can sell some shit. In fact, I'm going to buy another mana potion. Don't think I'm going to need a health potion at this point. And characters that would want a mana potion. You got an extra slot. And you have 13 of 14, you have 10 of 10. Let's do this. Cool. Alright. So we're about to be in the position of wrapping up this video here, because what I'm going to be doing next time is continuing to fight the stupid fight here. And when I say the stupid fight, I do mean, why even bother trying to make this happen? My city's doomed anyway. We're all gonna die. We do it because it's fun. And because that's the challenge games give us sometimes. And I'm gonna try a really dumb tower defense thing. And see if I can get all these enemies to come in this way, although I'm pretty sure what they're gonna do is just ram the wall. I could be, once again, building some better defenses with other things, but the more important part is that we are going to go ahead and let's put this down like this. We can actually build some of these out just a little bit as well. And I could be using materials to repair some things too. We actually can't build on corpses. Well, we can build on corpses. That's good to know. But yeah, that's going to pretty much do it for this one. This is Asher. We're going to hit the end phase button here. We're going to position our heroes. And when we pick up next time, we're going to see just how close we are to death. And I imagine it's going to be pretty close. But yeah, this is the last spell. It's fun. It gets harder, I promise. This is just something where it's like, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to just rely on melee stuff all the time. And I really like games like this that give you options, that don't lock you into something just because RNG says you have to have this. So we're actually going to position our heroes kind of like this, and we're going to deal with shit as it comes. Maybe we die, maybe we don't. Maybe we make it to round 4 on this one. Who knows? That's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll do this again soon. You all take care.